Okay, I believe we are live streaming. Thank you for joining us this evening. Um, First, we've got to figure out what we're watching tonight. As I posted online, we're going back in time to 1999, and we're either going to be watching the USA Wushu Team Trials or the World Wushu Championship. So in 1999, the USA Wushu Team Trials were in Houston, Texas. Very well run team trials. I remember it being a very good event. 2 days of competition, and then the World Wushu Championships, which were the same year that the team that was selected at that team trials went on to compete at that World Wushu Championships. That was in Hong Kong. I want to say it was either October or November of 1999. Also a very, very well run event. Excellent. So, if you are watching and you'd like to voice your vote, let me know what you want to watch. Do you want to watch the 1999 USA Wushu Team Trials, or do you want to watch the World Wushu Championships from that year? It seemed like online so far, the votes were skewed towards watching the World Wushu Championships. But, if you're here watching, put your vote in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking. Once again, your choices are the 1999 USA Wushu Team Trials, which was in Houston, Texas, or the 1999 World Wushu Championships in Hong Kong. Let me just quickly go into some of the Facebook groups where I posted this and see if there are any changes to those votes. Worlds, one vote for Worlds, one vote for Team Trials. I'm leaning towards World Wushu Championships just because last week we watched USA Team Trials from 1997. I think for 2 weeks in a row, it feels to me like we should watch the World Wushu Championships. Luciano, his vote is for the World Wushu Championships. Rebecca Chin, thank you for joining us. Rebecca's question is, who are the top athletes in the USA that year? In 1999, I'll tell you who made the team. There were 4 men and 4 women. The 4 men, it was Nathan Tong, Tri Nguyen, aka Johnny Nguyen, who is now a big movie star in Vietnam. Myself, Philip Chen. And then the women's team was Mei Su, An Su, Clara Shen, and Hong Yijiao. Hong Yijiao from Seattle, Washington. Jerry says he wants to see the Worlds, but he's good either way. Matthew Tay, you're in the chat. Speak up, man. Let your voice be heard. Oh, hey, Tiffany is back. Matthew says World Wushu Championship. Tiffany Reyes, what do you say? And Rebecca Chin, I'd like to hear what your vote is for. I'm leaning towards Worlds. Unless multiple people right now say Team Trials, I'm going to go with the World Championships. And I've got special footage for you that I think I'm going to share. So most of the footage that I've put online before for that year, 1999, is either my footage or the official video that I actually purchased that year. But this footage that I'd like to share is actually from Tri Nguyen. We swapped videos that year. I had my video camera, he had his video camera. I actually believe the camera person was Kathy Vu. But I thought I would share that. I thought that'd be kind of cool. I think this is some footage that perhaps no one has ever seen. I don't know. Okay, so enough talking, Brandon. Let's get into it. For everybody that's watching, please let me know if my audio levels are okay, if I'm speaking too loud, or if the video is too loud, or oh, what's up, Christoph? Christoph is here. He says he remembers Tri Nguyen. Awesome wushu athlete. Really top-notch guy. Let's stop talking and let's watch some darn wushu, Brandon. So I actually haven't watched this version of Worlds in a very long time. Cool. So 1999, this is one of our practice days. So every team, I think we had two practice days. One practice day was in this gymnasium, which is a space. This was actually near the hotel. This was actually, I think, this was not at the arena. And then we had another practice day, which was on the actual carpet in the actual arena. So if I remember this correctly, this is near the, there's like a Boy Scouts hotel in Hong Kong near Nathan Road, and I think that's where we were staying. I think that was the official hotel, and then this was like an arena or an event space just behind the hotel, and this was where our first practice was. Luciano's in the chat. This is the tournament that I meet Luciano at, I believe. Is that right, Luch? We met in Hong Kong for the first time. Doing all of our long fist basics. I am doing the long fist basics too, although I did not compete in long fist. Competed in taichi sword, and had registered for spear, but I withdrew from spear. I had my spear with me. I was ready to compete, and I decided to not compete in spear. Let's see, that's Ann Su is leading the line. Then it was followed by Mei Su, Nathan Tong. This is Mei practicing spear. This year she gets bronze medal in this event. This is Philip Chen. He competed with Nan Shen, Nan Dao, and Nan Gun. This is the very first year of Worlds that Nan Dao and Nan Gun are competitive events. This is us warming up before our second training day, where this is actually at the arena. This is the Hong Kong arena. This is the Hong Kong team practicing here. I believe this is Rosa Mui, I think was her name. And then the coaches for the Hong Kong team are He Jingde and Jiang Banjun. So He Jingde is right there in the orange with his hands behind his back. This is the Hong Kong team. So this is my very first big international wushu event. My first time making the US team. And this was the first time I ever felt like wushu was a real sport. Like everything in the USA. Unfortunately, still to a degree. We were competing in like high school gymnasiums. You know, you never had a real carpet. It always felt like our sport in the US is kind of, it doesn't feel professional. It really felt many times very amateurish. And going to Hong Kong and being there and seeing the other teams, even just during this warm-up practice, you just felt this extreme sense of like pride that, my sport is a real sport. And here I'm seeing and getting to interact with athletes from around the world who share this same passion. And it was just an amazing experience. Yes, Luch was reminding me, you went all the way to Hong Kong to represent your country, and your team wasn't able to compete. I'm remembering this now. Wushu politics, every country has it. And unfortunately, in most cases, in those political situations, the people that get screwed are the athletes. Very unfortunate situation that year. This might be Jiang Banjun with his back to us. I like kind of knew them. I had met them both before. And then we saw them in Hong Kong. We're like, oh, are you competing? They're like, no, we're coaching. Yeah, I think that is. Oh, the woman that was just on the floor for Hong Kong, that's Angie Tsai. Also known as the son in the movie Iron Monkey. I forget her name. I believe she is married to He Jingde. Am I right on that? This is still Hong Kong. Whew. Damn. This was also like, you know, first time going to the World Championships. Seeing this level of wushu up close was really mind-blowing. Like, you felt like, oh, damn, this is real now. This is the Vietnamese team. A very strong team. Vietnam's competitors, very strong. Urs, good to see you in here. Yes, Ngo La Ching, thank you very much for that. Thank you. And yes, Jerry, I am loving the long flags and the broadswords too, man. Real flags, not mini handkerchiefs that you can blow your nose in. Real broadsword flags. USA team is on the side. We're either... Did we just finish or are we warming up? I can't tell. Maybe I think we're getting ready. I think we're getting ready because I think Kathy does record us later. Whew! Nice jump inside. I mean, crazy to think that this is the first year that Nandao and Nangun are competitive events. And people competed very well with those weapons, even though those were new to the World Wushu Championships. All the other events are first compulsories. This is 1999. Women's Vietnamese team was just on fire. They had some incredible athletes. Incredible.
This woman is 29 years old.
It's Kathy. Can you hear her? She said, this woman is 29 years old. There were two carpets, two Taolu carpets running at all times, and then the Sanshou ring is also in the same arena. Everything was in one room. The men's Sanshou team for the US this year, Kung Lee, was on the team. Who else? Rudy Ott, Al Leroux. I'm forgetting at least another one or two Sanda competitors. Kung Lee, who many of you probably know, he was favored to win gold. He got food poisoning. I believe the story was that he ate some fruit or something off from one of the street vendors when he got to Hong Kong, got sick, and still competed, and I think he got bronze. So still medaled, but unfortunately did not compete his best because of food poisoning. Yeah, Tui Hien Nguyen. Yes, Tui Hien Nguyen sounds right to me. This is the opening ceremonies. I remember this very, very fondly because, again, like, it felt so real. This is the USA team. I remember lining up outside before this walk-in, and we were next to the Ukraine team. I'm like, oh my God, the Ukraine team is so good. And then on the other side of the US, because we're in alphabetical order, Vietnam was there, and I was like, oh my God, the Vietnamese team is so good. And then we're walking in, super awesome experience. That is Sean Liu in the front. Opening ceremonies. Crazy dancing, crazy performances. I think the Shanghai Wushu team does a demo here. And there are musical performance from Andy Lau. Ooh, if you're familiar at all with the Asian music scene, Andy Lau was huge. And he was just on stage singing. Super cool. Okay, I'm going to fast forward a bit because this is just the opening ceremony. I'll try to see. I think this was the Shanghai team. Urs, if you can chime in. It was the Shanghai team, right? Shanghai University, maybe? Something like that. Tiffany, USA team jacket designs? No, they never changed them. They probably bought those in bulk, and was to save money. Okay, more wushu from the opening ceremony. I wonder if, this is Kathy's footage. Yeah, that was Andy Lau. You see him? Boom. If I can catch him. Oh well. First day of competition. Men's Changshan. Chande Park, the man. Chande Park from Korea. Just a powerhouse competitor. I'd say one of the greatest wushu athletes of all time. Competed for Korea multiple years in a row. Had a very unique style. Urs says, yes, it was Shanghai team and Andy Lau. Great. I'm glad to know that my memory is on top of things. Sarah, I think, yes, you're right. There were people there that was just here to hear Andy Lau. Because I remember when we were outside of the arena and you were looking at the group of people that were trying to get in, there were like a lot of young girls that just looked like fans going to a concert, and we're like, those people aren't here to see the wushu. I'm positive those girls aren't here to see us. And we're like, oh yeah, they're here to see Andy Lau. Ooh. Who is this competitor? I think maybe this is also a Korean athlete. They're announcing some of the names. I'm going to try to listen here. This color pink, or pinks like this, hot fluorescent magentas. This was in fashion then. Yeah, Tiffany, no, they were not there to see me. Thank you. That's a nice little ego boost. But no, they were there to see Andy Lau. Proper first compulsory. Notice that inside slap, no step with the hand coming over. Some people add little steps, some people add an arm circle. That was textbook. Luch says this competitor's from Japan. Thank you, Luch. This is Hong Yijiao in the back competing for the USA team. Hong Yijiao was a graduate, I think, of the Beijing Sports University. And was teaching, I think she had a school in Seattle, Washington. I do not know where the competitor in the front is from. I don't remember her. Yeah, Christoph says, if you wore pink, you were badass. That's right. That was a Yuan Wenxing thing. Then it was like, it was like a hot red, and then it was like a hot pink, and then it was like the most fluorescent red color, reddish color, red purple color you could find. Okay, no disrespect to Hong Yijia, but we're gonna fast forward through her. Back to men's Changshan on the other carpet. All the judges wearing these sharp yellow jackets. Urs says the other competitor was from Armenia. Thank you, Urs. This is great that we have other people that are actually there. Yeah, that's right. Urs competed that year. Luciana was supposed to compete. So here we are all reuniting. Jesus, 22 years later. Right? This is 1999, 22 years later. Woo! Long time ago, man. Nice empty stance. Excellent. Woo! Who's that? Big jump. I mean, just everything about this event felt very, very professional. From just like the score signs, just the announcers. And I remember everything ran on time. Like, if they said the event was starting at 2 p.m., that event started at 2 p.m. There was a morning session and an afternoon session. And, should all sporting events start on time? Yes. But my experience coming from the United States, I was so used to events being late. Like, if we're starting at 8, and then like 2 hours later, okay, we're going to start now. This was one of the first times that I went to a wushu event that was like on the dot. They had buses that would take athletes from the hotel to the competition arena, and they were just always on time. Always on time. Nathan Tong. USA team here. Boom! Big air! Bam! Killed that! Kill that outside. So Nathan, interestingly, could do his jump outside with the left leg tucked, super tight, or open. And most of the time he went with the tucked leg. But I think for this competition, he made the decision to switch to the straight legs. He is murdering this. Nathan, good friend of mine, teammate. We practiced together for many, many years. Lots of good memories. Nathan was a fantastic Wushu athlete. And when we trained together, I would always like keep him in the corner of my eye and be like, I need to like that's where I need to go. Nathan, fantastic competitor, was always in the biggest, most competitive events because he's men's Changshan, Daoshu, and Gunshu. And even with his very, very strong performances, he was just in a gigantic event and, you know, ended up usually somewhere in the middle of the pack. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We've got a question from Austin. Austin, what's up? Thanks for joining. Austin's question is, do you think Worlds has continued to grow over the decades? Maybe on a qualitative level, is there still a familiar level of wow? Ooh, I mean, Worlds has grown for sure. I mean, the event is bigger. There are more competitors in the events. I don't know. The other part of your question, I don't know, because, I mean, I haven't been to the World Wushu Championships again. There's another story with that. I've been to the World Taichi Championships, World Kung Fu Championships. Christoph says, this is the classic age of American Wushu. It's like watching Clapton. That is awesome. I gotta turn the audio down because you can hear the people around it because all the USA team are seated next to each other. So our Sanda team is also next to us and they're screaming and cheering for what's going on just behind the Taolu rings because the Sancho competitors are going. So they're just like, attack, attack. It made the room really energetic. This is this Willie? Is this Willie Wong from Philippines? I think it looks like him, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Wearing the hot pink. I mean, this is... Forgot, I've been disregarding my glass of red wine that I poured for myself. I was like, I need a beverage for this live stream. And I was all out of beer, so I'm drinking red wine. Nice. Nice. Sharp movements. If you are a young Wushu competitor and you're watching this video, pay attention to the flavor and the expression. I think what happens with a lot of young athletes, especially competitors that are competing or preparing for the World Junior Wushu Championships, where this is a compulsory form, I think the current generation does not fully understand or grasp how these forms were meant to be performed. And this is 99. This is peak compulsory. The following World Championships, 2001, is when the second set of international compulsory forms are introduced. So this is the last Worlds where it was just the first compulsories. Yeah, Sarah, I love this old school flavor too. It's refreshing, right? To see the tempo of the forms. You know, yeah, is everybody doing the same form? Yes. Does that get maybe a little boring? Sure, I can give you that. But just look at the ferocity and look at the tempo, right? There's none of that I'm going to do a jump now. Hold on. Okay, wait, one more pose. And okay, I'm going to do my jump now. Ready? Non-do. And none of that bullshit. It was just go, 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 go. You start and you're going for 1:20 all the way to the end. This competitor was from Hong Kong. And if I remember correctly, he taught us a drinking game. Christoph, there is some spear on here. We're going to get there. I will do a little bit of fast forwarding here and there, but I'm enjoying watching this stuff too, man. I believe this competitor is from Korea. And yeah, Sarah, yeah, it still does look martial, right? Loud slaps. If there's something that I really don't like about like current wushu, is that people execute their jump kicks just to get the point, which is, as a competitor, right? If you're trying to get a good score, that's what you should be doing. What I don't like is when they do like a jump front kick and they just like pat the foot, or they're so like upright that like they're just tapping the foot, or like an outside kick that they're just touching the foot. And this generation, you went for that big, loud slap, a big kick. Luch, yes, Korea, awesome. I thought he was from Korea. Also interesting to see how few athletes are rocking the trim. Most of the athletes are rocking a solid color. This guy's rocking the trim. Back then, this was decoration. Now people are like, I need a dragon and a phoenix, sequins on half the chest. Back then, it was like, I'm going to do 2 colors. And people are like, oh, 2 colors. Kevin King, big kick energy. Well played. Well played. Women's Nangun. Again, remember, this is the first year of Worlds that this is an event.
8.4. Athlete 7506 from Vietnam is in session.
Vietnam.
Athlete 7508 of Vietnam, please get ready.
Yeah, Luch says the same thing about slaps, right? Back then, you went for the loud slap. Pack, pack. Now people they just touch. Now it's just like a touch. Now people reminiscing about silk uniforms and the colors. Yeah, and you can't find, it's hard to find like just a single color. Everybody's selling like sequins and trim and sparkly things. Flowers and butterflies and dragons. Look, if you want to wear that, it's cool. I'm talking trash right now. I'm just saying that I think that the uniform's solid color or just with trim, they looked really sharp. They looked sharp.
01 from Australia, final score 8.66.
Oh, going back to that Hong Kong competitor, I think the game, if I remember correctly, you went around in a circle or something, and one person would be like, it was Bruce Lee, Jet Li, and Jackie Chan. So it was like, and you did like a hand thing. So it was like Wong Fei Hong, Li Su Long, and then I forget what Jackie Chan was, but you would go around and there was some like order that you had to go in, and then if you lost, you had to drink. But I remember that. It's like Wong Fei Hong, Li Su Long. What was Jackie Chan's one? If anybody remembers that drinking game, let me know. Yeah, Jerry's talking about head snaps and the eyes. I think a lot of it had to do, one, I mean, obviously the generation of Wushu, but two is because you were doing the compulsory, which you knew everyone else knew every single move. So in order to stand out, you really had to push it. You really had to put yourself into that form to elevate yourself, to make you stand out from the rest of the pack.
Final score 9.55.
Men's taichi competitor in front is from Vietnam. Competitor in the back is from Japan. I believe his name was Watanabe. Excellent competitor.
7503 of Vietnam, 3601 of Japan. athletes 5104 of Holland, and athletes 6602 of Chinese Taipei. Please get ready.
观众朋友们，二号场地女子男混的比赛。
Yes, Christoph. Yes, white Feiyus. That was it. That was the only shoe you had.
太极拳的比赛。
You were lucky if you found some other wushu shoe back then.
In venue 2, ladies,
Matthew Tay says Jackie Chan is Chen Long.
in venue 1,
So what was the hand thing that we had to do? Because Bruce Lee was like this, Wang Feng was like this. I forget what Chen Long was. Toshio Watanabe, Urs. That's right. Yeah, Watanabe. I didn't know he was married to Chen Jing. Oh, okay. Interesting. Chen Jing competed at Worlds the year before, right? 1997, Rome. She has an excellent YouTube channel if you're interested, and it's all in Japanese. All right, I'm going to fast forward a bit through this taichi. Oh, wait, this is me. Oh, shit. Okay, so I've got a story I need to tell here. So, at the World Wushu Championships, there's a very strict protocol that you have to follow to check in for your event. You have 3 check-ins, okay? So when I was checking in, I made sure I was staying. Oh my God, this is Tree. This is funny. I had no idea this is on the video. I'm a little embarrassed because this is Kathy recording it. Tree is totally taking a nap. Oh, what? At the arena, perhaps with the blanket and the pillow. Okay, so I missed one of my check-ins. I thought the woman who was checking everyone in saw me. I thought we made eye contact. So I am the last competitor in this event, and my name is on the signage as the next competitor. And right before I'm supposed to walk out, all the judges get up and walk off. So you saw me down there. The judges just got up and walk off. So we're trying to figure out like what's going on. And so that's our coach, Liu Yu, who is talking to the check-in woman and is like, this is my athlete. He's supposed to compete. And she said he missed his check-in. So then she ran out there to the judges who are already off of the floor. The judges have left the floor. They've done the whole march off. And she is fighting to get me to compete. She's trying to convince the judges. Those are my teammates. Those are my parents up there. Wow, Tree is looking very concerned. I never noticed that. And I don't know how long I was sitting on the sideline waiting, but I remember when the judges walked off, Liu Yu came over, said, you know, keep your jacket on, stay warm, be ready to compete. And she's like, don't worry, I'm going to take care of this. I owe everything to Coach Liu Yu. This was my dream. I had prepared so long to compete at Worlds, and this was my best event. And I remember when the judges walked off the floor, my stomach just dropped. It fucking dropped. It's like, you know, you have your prize and it just slips out of your fingers. But Coach Liu Yu fought for me. She ran out there and somehow got those judges to come back, and I got to compete, and she scored me. Thank you to Coach Liu Yu. This is me competing in my baby blue silks, which I believe have the wrong number of buttons on the front. This is actually a uniform from Vietnam. It's not silk, it's a synthetic, but I liked the cut of it. The arms are actually elastic rather than having the buttons, so you didn't have to like fiddle with the buttons. But I remember I counted the buttons on the front and it was the wrong number. I'm like, I hope I don't get deducted. I did not get deducted. Yes, crazy story, guys. It was a crazy story. One of those moments that you know, you can't prepare for that. So make sure if you're a competitor, make sure you check in. And another thing, make sure your coach or one of your team coaches is next to you.
I have to say that.
Like,
Let me know.
just in case of any kind of confusion, any kind of emergency, make sure that one of your team coaches is by your side, because you never know what's going to happen. So I'll fast forward this in a second, but I kept my composure. I was able to keep a clear head and got to compete. I think I got 13th place in a pretty big event. So cheers to 1999 World Wushu performance. Not bad, Brandon. Not bad. Not bad. All right. All right. We're going to get out of here. All right. Here we go. Matthew Tay says, how many years of taichi experience have you had before competing there? So this is 1999. I started Wushu in 1994 and started taichi the following year. Either the following year or that... Yeah, the following year. Or later that year. I can't remember. So about 5 years. 5 years of Wushu and taichi experience before competing at Worlds. I was a big Wushu nerd. So my 5 years was a little different from other people's 5 years. I had, you know, during my summer, I started Wushu in college. During my summers, I would train at NWTC in Southern California. During another summer, I took a trip to China and spent another summer in San Francisco Bay Area, where I practiced 6 days a week. 3 days with the UC Berkeley Wushu Club and 3 days at Pacific Wushu. This is Ann Su from the US team competing right now. Killing it in staff. Ann was a teammate. We practiced together. Actually, this year was an awesome experience, and a big part of it was because half of the US team was from Pacific Wushu. Ann Su, Mei Su, myself, and Nathan Tong all practiced together, and that was also just like preparing for team trials, preparing for Worlds, traveling together to Hong Kong. It was really, this was a amazing experience. I have a lot of very fond memories of this trip. Luciana says it has 8 buttons. Yeah. I know, I had the wrong number. Competitor from Vietnam.
2502 of Germany. Please get ready.
I also have to say, going back to the uniforms, I know it is a Wushu competition, but we're talking about Wushu fashion as well. I like the cut of these uniforms at the time. It was a little bit slimmer. The short sleeves were like a 3/4 sleeve. It was like a little longer. I liked it. Yeah, man. Christoph says SoCal Wushu. Yeah, SCWA, man. Southern California Wushu Association. They used to murder it. Ha! Jerry. Yeah. Jerry has a similar check-in story from World Kung Fu Championships a couple years ago. Nice. Nice staff. I got to give props to Kathy Vu. Her camera work is pretty good here. I think better than my video footage from this year. Oh, this is Katrina. Katrina Leung from Canada. Katrina was an amazing Wushu athlete. Wow. Big, do you see that with a big leg swing? That was awesome. First time I saw Katrina was at the 1996 USA WKF Nationals in San Francisco. She was like 12 years old there and did this amazing D-Tong, really strong straight sword. Wow, she is killing it here. I mean, she's still super young here. She can't be, this is 1999. She can't be older than 16. Wow. Oh, she was super young still. Ah, a little bobble there. Damn. Katrina was super strong athlete. Very athletic. I don't know when Katrina retired from Wushu competition, but man, she was really good. Boom, nice. You know, strong, correct technique, good feeling. I mean, the difference between like her height in this competition was 1999. The first time I saw her in 96. 96, she was like a little girl. Here she is, you know, gone through puberty, longer limbs, and she still is out there, you know, moving her body in this new way. It must have taken an incredible amount of training. This is Clara Shen from the US, also very strong competitor. This is what I think is her best event staff.
5107 of Holland.
Good job, Clara.
8.61. Athlete 7305 of USA is in procession.
Luch, did Katrina win a medal this year? I would believe it.
05 of Ukraine.
Katrina was an amazing athlete. Katrina, if you're watching, a lot of respect for you.
Yeah.
Good feeling. Clara, good.
For the 65 kilogram
Christoph, feeling so inspired right now. Me too, man. I was there. This is from 99, man. Seeing this is like, yeah, I like this. I like this era of Wushu. It makes me want to practice. Damn. And we're just watching compulsories. We're watching these forms that we all know. We've known these forms for decades. And it's still like, you still watch it like, yeah, this is sick. Good performance from Clara. Nice. Men's spear. Men's spear. I don't know if they get it on camera, but if I remember this event correctly, at some point in the event, one guy let go of his spear or dropped it during the throw, and then there was like a string of athletes, like 8 out of the next 10 athletes let go of their spear at some point during that same run, and I think it's just like one of those psychological things. This was a difficult spear form. This was a difficult spear form. There were a lot of risky moves. Tough to make this look good. This is the section. This is the section that was the killer. Over the shoulder, then threading it back and forward. Another thread, then there's a release, a slam, another release, and then boom. That was so many opportunities to lose the grip on the spear. That was a tough section. Nice. So I going back to my story where I withdrew from this event. So I had prepared, this is Tree. This is Tree, Johnny Nguyen, Southern California Wushu Association, now a movie star in Vietnam. I think I complained before about this form that I was never able to make it look good and strong, and Tree was one of those athletes that really owned it and added his own style and made it look tough. Tree did a great job with spear. And dude, Tree was a tall, lanky guy like me, and he worked it. What was I saying? Oh, I withdrew from spear because this was my first time going to the World Championships. Spear I was okay in, but my main competitive events were taichi and taichi sword. And my coaches, Philip Wong and Zhang Homei, told me or advised me, hey, you know, you're going to compete in taichi and taichi sword. And when you get there, if your spear event ends up being before one of your taichi events, they suggested withdraw from that event. That's not what you're there for. You're there for taichi. And don't worry, this is your first time going to Worlds. You'll have another chance. And as it turned out, spear was between taichi and taichi sword. And I decided, okay, I'm going to withdraw. I was satisfied with that. I have no regrets, but I never got to go back to Worlds. I never made the US team. again to compete at the World Wushu Championships. And that's the whole nother story. But women's straight sword event. Who is this? Oh, I don't know who this is. Anybody know who this is? Austin. Yes, strong basics. That's right. This like wushu was still aggressive in this era. There was still a ferocity to it. You know, and as I said before, when everybody does the same form, I think it forces you to like find a way to own it, right? Find a way to express yourself in the form. And how do you make yourself stand out? Find those moments where you can really turn it on, really create contrast, really to express yourself. Nice, nice. Also, going back to younger athletes who compete with these forms, I really do not like how the current generation is doing this form in particular. I think that they are not just expressing it differently, but I think they're doing it wrong. I think there are several moves and combinations in the straight sword compulsory that people are doing incorrectly because they were not around when this form was a compulsory. They did not watch the videos. They did not read the book. Lucilla! Lucilla's here. Yeah, all right. We got some friends in the house now. Like the opening, that opening, threading, and then bam! And that, bam! Big extension, feeling, opening up the chest. Smack! Nice empty stance. Killing it. I love this.
7207 Final score 8.86. Seventh athlete.
Yeah.
China is in session. Athlete 4307 of
Tough form to make look strong. Tough form to make look strong. And these women are killing this. This is a very tough section. Tough section. Stab, skip, stab, open up. This one too. The fourth section is tough too. You've got to make it look big and smooth, but be really clear in those movements. The sword is changing from starting with the butt, then going to the tip. Yeah. Ah, Pilar's here. All right. Tiff says flavor. Yeah. This competitor is Li Fei. Not a fan of the bow in the hair, but we'll let that pass. I believe she wins first place here. If I remember correctly, she won first place. Yeah, people are talking about the last athlete, right? The woman in orange. I think she was from Hong Kong. I think I'm not sure. But yeah, she did freaking kill it. Not a fan of her expression. Ugh, that was bad. That was bad. I think this woman is famous. I think. Yeah, yeah. Right. No one likes this bow. This bow, it's too much. It's over the top. It's not, you know. Yeah, Lucilla. Yeah. See, everybody's like, yeah, the woman in orange killed it. The woman with the bow, not so much. Not so much. Clara Shen from the USA. Beating with straight sword.
305 of the United States is in session. Athlete 3608 of Japan.
Coach Lu Xiaoling is judge in the corner, in the back. Tiffany says, deduction for hideous bow. Sarah says, bow is so distracting. I agree. I agree. That was too much. Not a fan. Rebecca Chin says she's got some fancy footwork. All right. You know, we're going back to this whole compulsory thing, but there was something about everyone doing that same form that when somebody really killed it, you noticed, right? Like everybody else is like, yeah, they're all like in the same range, but when somebody can elevate it, you were like, whoa, wow.
For Ms. Chang-Su, athlete 3102 of
Yeah.
Indonesia. Final score 8.33. Athlete 6302 of Sri Lanka is in session.
Not Claire's best performance. I thought her staff was her stronger event. Ha! Christoph, save the tacky costume adornments for the 2000s. Burn.
Final score 9. Athlete 2805 of Hong Kong
This girl's from Hong Kong. She just
This competitor's from Hong Kong, but if you notice, she bobbled there, but she is super strong. I think she's a former mainland Chinese athlete, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I don't remember her name, but something is telling me she was from mainland. Boom. Interesting tempo.
sounded good now, Liam.
Her sword has a long handle. Is anybody else noticing that? Like, look at the handle, how far it extends past the base of her hand. Or she has tiny hands. Right? Look at that. That is a gigantic sword handle. It's like a double-handed straight sword. Yeah, Urs. That sounds right to me. That sounds right to me. Katrina. Katrina Leung from Canada.
Athlete 1408 of Canada is in session. First place athlete 7306.
Yeah.
Please get ready.
Nice. Man, Katrina was killer. Nice. Yeah, Luch, Katrina, Doug, and Chris Chin. Canada created some amazing wushu athletes. Yeah, Doug and Chris were fucking on.
Athlete 3106 of
Mei Su from the US, competing in straight sword.
Athlete 5604 of Philippines is in session.
Good job.
802 of Hong Kong.
Go, May!
剑术比赛的是6号运动员。
For your ladies, Chen Su.
Damn, May's killing straight sword. I was like giving so many props to Katrina. May, good friend of mine, trained together for many years. Like, this is sick performance.
Athlete 2607 of Great Britain, please get ready.
She has tape on her hand, and if I remember correctly, the tape on her arm was to support her wrist because she developed carpal tunnel syndrome from a job working at an ice cream place where she had to scoop ice cream. I think I have this story right. So she spent like a summer or a year scooping ice cream and it hurt her wrist. And so then for Wushu, she had to tape up her wrist. So for all you Wushu athletes, don't take a job scooping ice cream. Back to men's spear.
502 of Vietnam is in session. Athlete 2005 of Egypt, please get ready.
Yeah, Jerry, I agree with you. I agree with you. You know, Jianshu during this era, it wasn't like Beihua Jin, stab, 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 Beihua Jin, flower, 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 stab. You had to really show the moves. You had to show Gua and then Liao. You had to, you know, circle enveloping with the sword, clear with your Dian, clear with your P. It wasn't like flower, 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 flower. Run, 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 flower, flower. That's what straight sword is. Flower, 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 flower. God. Carefully sitting down, that guy. Carefully sitting down. Oh, yeah, there were some hard moves in this spear form. Like, hard to, like, keep your tempo going. Canadian team in the back. Alan Tang, and is that Doug?
Three events will take place at the same time. In venue 1,
Vietnam, women's Changshan.
male Nangun. In venue 2, we have Changchun.
Clean.
In venue 3, we have Changsha, where 13 groups will take place.
Pow!
二号场地上场进行女子
Gotta love these old school jump outsides. Real jump outsides with the run. Legs straight. Big.
507 of Vietnam. Athlete 3007 in the
Yeah, Luch, Doug in blue. Yep.
一号场地进行男子男棍比赛的是新加坡的6103号队伍。
athlete
Precise with those hand moves. Boom, pang. Clear. Wrist pack. Sharp.
先上场进行比赛的是48公斤级的这个球员。那么同方是 A 级队
So good.
in venue 3, we have Changsha, where 48 kilograms category is
We got 20 more minutes. We're going all the way to the end. I was thinking I'll stop the live stream at 1 hour. I'm like, no, we're watching the whole damn thing. I'm enjoying this too. We're watching the whole damn thing.
运动员就
Yeah, Vietnam's women's team was just killer. Boom. Love it.
To the things in the way.
Yeah. Let's all just do this form. Let's all just forget your Nandu, forget your individual forms. Let's just all go back to this form. Oh, man.
Judge 1 red, Judge 2 red, Judge 3 tie, Judge 4 red, Judge 5 red.
Yeah.
Men's Nangun athlete
Not quite as good as the woman before, but still super strong.
三手比赛结果，同方中华裁判队获胜。
Oh wait, and how did I? Yeah.
And Sue, USA team.
Come on, Ed, go. Go ahead.
She was burning it out. I remember this. She was burning it out as a competition. And not the strongest jumper, but had great basics, the best empty stance, and just pushed it through, pushed. Sharp.
Keep it up, man.
Head movements, head. What I don't like when people do this form and they jump up, they don't look. They just keep looking this way. You gotta boom, snap the head back, open up. Use the eyes, use the head. You know? Show your intention. Burning it out, and go.
Take your time, Ann. Keep going, Ann. Keep going.
We're on the side, we're timing her, and we're like, keep going, keep going.
Keep going.
She was going too fast. Like, slow down, slow down.
Keep going. Keep going, Ann.
Keep going. Good job. Good job.
Clara Shen, Team USA.
Go, Claire. Go, Claire. Go, Claire.
If I remember this correctly, this is her freshman year in college. So I think, if I remember, she was sharing a story with us that she was not really able to practice or prepare the way that she would normally prepare for a big competition because she was away from home. She was at school. I want to say she went to school somewhere in the Northeast.
Go, Claire.
Why am I sharing that story? Just because I don't think Claire did her best, her personal best at this competition. She did well, but Claire, I think, was a stronger competitor than what you see in these videos.
Come on, Claire.
Still burning through it.
Go, Claire. Get it up. Get it up. Go, go, Claire. Go. Phải đó rồi đi diagonal anh.
Well, it's not my reach difference, so it's okay. But this yesterday she asked me why.
All right, all right.
Diagonal, I said,
Red. Judge 2, red. Judge
Okay, here are the men doing the same form. Let's see how the men express themselves in this form. So remember, ooh, wow, hot. Remember that this first set of compulsories were based on the individual competition forms of Chinese champions. So the straight sword form was a woman's form, or a form of a female competitor. And just as the form was highly technical and difficult for anyone to do well, I felt it was especially difficult for men to own it and to express themselves. This guy is going wild.
Chen Yiyuan from China, Taipei. Yahu Lan from Sri Lanka. Ya Yinghen, England. Jiang Guozhong from Xianggang.
I don't know where this competitor is from. Did they just say? Anybody here? Tree Nguyen, Team USA. Tree also was able to kind of like own this form.
4 black, judge 5 black. For ladies, sorry, for men's jiu-jitsu athlete 5603 of Philippines on the score 9.16. At 7301 of the United States. Is in session. And the 7202 of Ukraine, please get ready. The winner is black.
Yeah. Come on, Ann. Yeah. Yun. Balance. That's good. Go. Yeah.
Kathy's cheering for him.
There.
Nice drop stance. Nice drop stance.
Đứng lâu anh, đứng lâu.
Good job, Tree. Good job. Men's broadsword. What's this guy's name? Willie? What was his name? He's from the Philippines. Yes, Austin. Yeah, it was an impressive athlete. He had a body type that wasn't really conducive to wushu. Tall and lanky. It's a bitch. But he really was able to find a way to use it to his advantage. Tree was a very strong competitor.
1号场地男子高手比赛的是新加坡610号
Women's Nanshan.
2号场地进行女子男拳比赛的是越南的7518号田径队。
In Venue 1, we have men's ball tree. Athlete 6101 of Singapore is in session. Athlete 6102 of Singapore, please get ready.
Singapore. That's what the announcer is saying, Singapore.
Athlete 7508 of Vietnam is in session. Athlete 5003 of Nepal, please get ready.
All right.
Oh, cool, man.
10 minutes left, everyone. 10 more minutes of wushu. I'm all out of wine. Men's broadsword. Here we go. Men's broadsword. This is Jamal Azagiri, right? Luchin Urs. Is this Jamal from Russia? Yeah, dude. Oh, this guy's killer. This guy's killer. Watch him. Watch this.
Russian.
56. Athlete 3606 of Japan.
Oosh. Boom.
660.
Oosh. Damn.
Huh? Yeah, he went first last time.
Dude, Jamal Azagiri,
He was the first one up last time.
hands down, one of the greatest wushu athletes ever, of all time. I'm including China in that. Jamal Azagiri is like a true wushu artist. Competed in external for years and years and years. Competed on the Russian team at Worlds multiple times. Always killed it. Never, I think, got the result as far as a medal that he deserved. Continued to do wushu. Continued to do taichi. Had the pleasure of competing at the World Taichi Championships with him in Poland. And when I met him, I think I totally fanboyed out. Like, I saw him and I went up directly to him and just blurted out in this big, long train of thought, like, oh my God, you're Jamal Azagiri. Think you're the greatest. I remember watching videos of you in the 90s. You're Nanshan, you're Broadsword, blah, 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 blah. And he was so humble and so nice. He's like, oh, thank you. Let's take a photo together. And super humble guy. Just incredibly knowledgeable. Really amazing wushu practitioner. Yeah, Jamal Azagiri. Vietnam competing here in women's Nanshan. All right.
Judge 4 red. Judge 5 red.
Big man. Ngọc Anh.
Yeah, see, Luch says the same thing. I think something was up with how Jamal Azagiri was scored at the World Wushu Championships. Like, he is such a strong competitor, and like, just he should have been medaling more, and just didn't. And then he came back 20 years later. 2016 was the second World Taichi Chuan Championships. He competed in Yang Taichi. Yang Taichi's sword got gold in both, or I believe it was at least gold in one. Yeah, ERS, yeah. World Young Style Championship in Poland. Hong Kong, this is Angie Tsai, aka known as the actress who played the young boy in Iron Monkey. Austin is asking, what's the brief history of Russia's wushu being so strong? Did Chinese athletes go over as coaches? Did they spend a lot of time in training in China? I think it's, I mean, speaking as a non-Russian and someone who has never gone to Russia to train, just by watching them and interacting with them, Russia was set up for having a strong sports program, right? They were already set up to have a state-sponsored training. They already knew how to physically prepare athletes from a young age. They knew how to come up with a clear curriculum and how to strengthen athletes from a young age, how to create competitions. They had a strategy. So I think something like wushu flourished in Russia because they had the mindset, they had the infrastructure for that. Yeah, go back and watch Iron Monkey and look at the face of the young boy real carefully, and you realize, wait, that's not a boy, that's a girl, and it's Angie Tsai. Back to men's broadsword, back to the hot pink single color silks. Fast kick. Burning it up. Nice. Good flavor.
Judge 1, red. Judge 2, red. Judge 3, red. Judge 4, Judge 5, red.
Urs, good comment regarding Jamal's Nanshan. Nanshan, he was always fourth because the medals were set for China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Again, wushu politics, and who is it hurt? The athletes.
The winner is red.
First compulsory broadsword. This was a good form. Fierce form. Zhao Songjun's form, correct? Only a few minutes left. Oh, Chande Park. This was his best event. Watch his flavor. Watch his style here. Boom! Has this body wave on. Watch this, watch this. Non-stop, 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 stop, stop. Go, 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 go. He does not stop until. Boom! He owned this form. He owned it. So much flavor, so much speed. God.
The result of this round is red.
Like, look at all the other male competitors in the back. They're just like watching. Yeah. Killed it. Jian Zhenjiao, Beijing Wushu team representing China. Now in Las Vegas. Pack.
9.03. And with 1503 of China, took over 10.
Damn. Holy moly. Oh, Jesus. Yes, Tiffany, this is the kind of wushu that makes me love wushu. Same. Bang. I think this might be the last performance, everyone. Swack. Big old butterfly. Clean sword bases. Look how close the sword is on. Oh, man. Like, you can't, like, you can barely see what he's doing. Shenzhen Jiao. JJ. Burning it up. Owning that. Great performance. Nathan Tong. Nathan Tong from the USA. This might be the last performance. Nathan. Whew. Slight bobble there. I remember that. Slight bobble. Yeah. Nathan, one of the greatest US athletes of all time. Of all time. Floating. Sharp. Big. Open. Sticking it. Beautiful. Pushing it all the way to the end, Nathan. Good job. Nice. Good intensity. Great eyes. All right. Nice. Ah, that's the end. Oh my God. Shit. I want to watch more wushu like that. Holy crap. Well, I'm sorry, everyone. That's the end of the video. We've come to the end of our journey back in time to the 1999 World Wushu Championships in Hong Kong. This is my first World Wushu Championships, my only World Wushu Championships. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you especially to Luciano and Urs, who were also at the same event, for sharing their memories. Thanks to all my friends and to strangers. Oh, hello, Megan Palmer. Thank you for joining us. And hope you enjoyed this look back in time to an era of wushu that was just, yes, were athletes limited because they were doing compulsories? Yes, but at the same time, because you were forced to do the same form, same choreography as other athletes, you had to find it in yourself to express yourself. You had to find ways to make your form stand out. You had to find your own tempo, your own feeling, your own intensity. God, yeah, all the comments in the chat of people feeling inspired. I'm feeling inspired too. I want to it's 9:20. I want to go outside and do wushu right now. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I had a great time. I hope to be doing live streams, hopefully once a week. Maybe not always competition. Maybe I'll always do something, or other times I'll do something different. But I had a great time. Hope you can share this video with your friends. I'll make sure to post it online. But again, man, I don't know how I'm going to go to sleep tonight because I'm super pumped up. Thanks for joining me. Be on the lookout for next week's live stream. I'll try to do it on every Sunday evening or Monday evening, I think. And let me know what you'd like to see. I have a bunch of wushu competitions, both domestic and international, but we could also do different things. I was thinking originally tonight, I was going to show videos to show how Nandu was initially introduced into Chinese competition circa 1996, 97, and then to show how that grows until 2005 when it's first introduced on the international wushu scene. We could do that. Anything. Sky's the limit. Anyhow, I'm going to stop talking now. Thanks for joining. Glad you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one. Bye, you guys.